Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Alpha News. I'm your host, Kyle Hooten. So if you've been paying attention to crime in Minneapolis, you've probably seen videos like this one. As you can hear, it seems like there's fully automatic gunfire reverberating throughout a neighborhood street in a residential area. This is obviously very disturbing, and local media has just started to pick up the story, but we've been following it for quite a while. Predictably, this has triggered a bit of a panic among the gun control crowd, but it seems like people don't really understand what's going on. So today we're going to talk a little bit about machine guns and why we're seeing them in the streets of Minneapolis. So first we need to start with some definitions. A machine gun is any weapon that's capable of fully automatic fire. Most guns, like your AR-15s, your AK-47s that are available to civilians in America, are semi-automatic. That means that one pull of the trigger dispenses one round, and to dispense the next round you need to pull the trigger again. Fully automatic weapons, on the other hand, will continue to dispense rounds until the magazine is empty, as long as the trigger is depressed. Sounds dangerous because it is. They've actually been tightly regulated since 1934 and effectively banned since 1986. Yes, you can get them thanks to some nuanced provisions in the law, but it's going to be impossible to do unless you have tens of thousands of dollars and are willing to submit to a lengthy legal process. In fact, machine guns are so tightly regulated and so coveted that the simple part which can make a gun fully automatic, if acquired on the open market, can cost up to $30,000, like this one that sold back in 2017. So this begs the question, how are criminals getting these machine guns if they're so tightly regulated? Well, first off, they're not. Over the last 86 years, there have been 4 instances in which a machine gun was used to kill somebody in America. 3 of these were perpetrated by military members or police who used their service weapons, and the 4th instance is a little bit contested. It's not actually clear if the guy used a machine gun or not. It was a very long time ago. So as you can see, it's not like machine guns are being used frequently to gun people down in the streets. What we're seeing in Minneapolis is truly an anomaly, and although it's concerning, it's not really a reflection on America's, cowboy gun culture, as some have suggested.
That 21-year-old pimp, that 21-year-old trafficker who is not yet a convicted felon, roll on into any place you want and buy a gun under this provision and walk around in whatever way you want. Wild West pimp style.
In fact, machine guns being used in modern crimes are so rare that when it occurred in 2019, it warranted a statement from a former ATF assistant director who said this is, quote, extremely, extremely, extremely rare. 3 extremely's on that. It's extremely unusual. No matter what you do, a certain small group of individuals is going to find loopholes and other illegal means to thwart the law, to disrupt the peace, and to kill people. And that's probably what we're seeing in Minneapolis. Between September and now, there have been 78 instances of fully automatic gunfire erupting in the city. But it's very important to remember that this is not a Minnesota problem. This is not an America problem. This is specifically a Minneapolis problem, a city where policing has fallen apart at the hands of a totally left-wing population and, more importantly, city council. The bottom line here is that these guns have been the most regulated firearms in America for the last 35 years. More gun control isn't going to reduce the number of already very controlled guns that are on the streets. Rather, the only data available suggests that there are more defensive than offensive gun uses in America. Furthermore, as crime continues to explode across Minneapolis, we're seeing all sorts of people pick up guns for self-defense. So yes, there's a small criminal element that's using already very strictly regulated technology to commit crimes. No one's contesting that that's bad. But what we need to remember, what we need to keep in perspective, is that there's far more people using guns to defend themselves from these criminals every day. And until we get more police on the streets, that might be the best option available.